This is Frederick Watts.
This is Jean Watts. And this is Love in 60 Seconds.
We have been married for over 20 years.
And in that time, we have learned a few things that we'd like to share with you.
So if you're single, newlyweds, or seasoned in marriage, we think you will enjoy the upcoming program.
Absolutely. And we want you to like, engage, share, and do all of those wonderful things that we do on Instagram, Facebook, and every other social media outlets. Send us DMs. We want to hear from you.
This is
Love in 60 Seconds.
60 seconds. Love in 60. Love in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
There you go. How about if we unmute? It's been
If
a
you
while.
Unmute, that usually
Now we
helps.
can hear. Thank
Someone
you guys.
say it again.
So,
hey, everybody, how are you
welcome.
doing? Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
I believe those that are on Instagram could hear us, but those that are on Facebook could not hear us. So we're so glad to see you. And thank you so much, First Lady Moore. We appreciate you. Sorry about that, my phone ringing. But again, we're glad to be with you tonight. We had a great week. It was a week of love, and it was just fantastic. It was really good. We're so glad that we were able to, be out this weekend. We went to the beautiful wedding ceremony of the Locketts, Andrea and Otis, on was that Saturday?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we were there, and it was just such a blessed day. It was such a beautiful fairy tale wedding. It was just a fairy tale story. It was just all the goodness, all of that. It was just
we're
great
excited.
stuff.
We're excited. So thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, if you,
it's like, yes, we're excited.
No, we're excited for them. Marriage is great. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's exciting for the wedding, but the
marriage is the part that takes the work.
What's really exciting is that you have that same enthusiasm 5 years from now. That's when you should really throw your party.
Absolutely.
Once you hit 5,
that's what we say. We're like, listen, it's great to have a big wedding ceremony, but we feel like, we did.
Mm-hmm.
And our wedding day was fantastic. Like, it was one of the most beautiful memories that I have, in life. It was everything that I wanted it to be, our wedding day. It was just beautiful. But we some people just need to get married, and then at 5 years, 10 years, have a really big, party reception.
So thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, continue to like and share. If you are on Instagram, we appreciate you tuning in. If you want to engage with us, ask questions, chat with us, and you can join us on Facebook at Wattsup Video. And those of you on Facebook, if you hit those hearts and likes and shares and whatever you type in, we love to engage with you. So we're going to finish our part 2 series, or continue our series on your marriage, how to read it from A to Z. And 2 weeks ago, the last time we were on the last episode, we went from A to H, just giving you letters and inspiration for how to apply things towards your marriage. Mm-hmm. So we want to start off with I, and see what we can talk about. And once again, engage with us, let us know what you think. So I, what was I?
Well, I hope that we are not, I'm looking on another platform and trying to see that it looks like we were kind of, I don't know.
We're good. Everything's well.
We're good. Yeah. Everything's working good. Yeah. Okay. Everybody can see us good. It just seemed like it was stopping or skipping for some reason. But anyways, let's get into I. Are you inquisitive about your partner's day in life? This helps your partner to feel cared about, learning about what happens in each other's life. helps to build a couple's love map.
Mhm.
Kind of gives you an idea. And if you ask your spouse how their day is, wait for an answer.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Wait for an answer. Wait for an answer to what it is that they're saying. What do you have to say about being inquisitive or thinking about asking questions about your spouse?
Well, it's important. That's the important part of communication is engaging. When you're inquisitive, it shows your partner that you care about not only their day, but their well-beings, their emotions. And that's a foundation to establishing just a daily relationship.
Absolutely.
If I would sort of feel type of way if you didn't communicate with me at all and ask me, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? What you thinking? All those things are important parts of relationship. And there are some people when you are not inquisitive because you put other things be first. The football game, your telephone, kids or whatever. If you don't put that time to your spouse, it can cause a little feeling of isolation.
Absolutely. So you definitely want to make sure that you are genuinely inquisitive about your spouse's day, that you're genuinely asking them how they're doing and waiting for that answer, asking open-ended questions, because a lot of times people you ask, well, how was your day? Fine.
Yeah.
How's work? Good.
Right.
Or okay. Well, see, look, we always got this thing.
Pull that up. So keep talking. I got it.
It's not gonna do that.
I got it.
All right. So, anyways, our lights keep going out because it's on a timer, and we never fix that. So we just like to share that part with you all about our electronics in our home. Anyways, we're going on to the next one. And my cousin LaShawn Douglas, I actually was tagging someone else, but she came on. So thank you for connecting and being a part of this, but it was actually meant for somebody else, but maybe you can find something useful. Jay, bring joy to the relationship.
Definitely. I'm still trying to get up on our it's been a while, so we're catching up. So Jay, all right, I'm catching up. So Jay is for joy. So joy breeds joy.
Yeah.
So what you put into your relationship is what you're gonna get out. What you sow in is what's gonna, be planted up. And so having joy, even in times in certain situations, somebody may be the funny one, maybe the one that has great faith, maybe the one that's high or low, but bringing joy into your relationship breeds it. And you should be happy to be with your spouse. Absolutely.
Joy does bring joy, and having a good, kind spirit, having a joyous spirit, it helps. If your spouse is going through something, for example, what do you do? And we're going to talk about that as this topic at another time. But what do you do if you hurt your spouse? You're the cause of that hurt. You have to really be extra intentional about bringing joy and kindness and goodness to that relationship, because you are the intent of the cause of the hurt. And sometimes it's more hurtful to know that you caused that hurt, to know that you hurt your husband's feelings, or that you hurt your wife's feelings, or hurt them in some other kind of way. That's something that you have to be intentional about. So bringing joy to the relationship is something that's very, very intentional.
That's good. And and even though tonight's subject is how to read your marriage from A to Z, you can apply that to any type of relationship.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And everyone in your house, how you deal and communicate with your parents, with your children, all those things. It's important. These are good foundations to include.
Absolutely, for any relationship, not just a marriage. Bringing joy into a relationship. If nobody wants to see the person who is like, ugh, here comes this person that's a downer. Right. You know what I'm saying?
What was that Peanut character?
Yeah,
had the cloud around them in the dirt.
Yeah, cloud of dirt. Well, you don't want to be a cloud of just you don't want your spouse to feel like it's hard to come home to you.
Right.
Don't be that person. Which leads us actually to our next letter, which is kindness.
Right.
I guess you can.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Kindness, on rough days, on hard days, kindness can go a long way. A little bit of kindness can go a long way. Again, this is not just for marriage relationships. This is a relationship with your children. Like, the things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis, that they deal with in school, or they deal with in church, or with other friends. It's a lot. Life can be a lot. But if you bring kindness, it can turn things around really quickly in a relationship. It can change negative interactions to positive ones. The Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. I use that a lot in business. You know, I deal with a lot of realtors that are some cuckoos for Cocoa Puffs sometimes, and you know, they'll come out and they'll snap, you know, saying, you know, just, you know, especially inexperienced ones, and then I say, well, hey, you know, whatever the case is, and I'll answer in kindness. And kindness just makes people just do better, or it makes them feel stupid about not being kind.
Right.
So one or the other.
Right.
And you can apply that.
And that's going to work, especially on your spouse, showing kindness, especially if one of their love language is like words of affirmation, being kind and telling them how much you appreciate them, how much you love, and especially in a moment of downness or weakness. Yeah. When you're able to show kindness to your spouse when they messed up, you know, it goes a long way.
Absolutely. When you have blown it and your spouse is kind to you and you know you don't deserve that kindness, that it's like the Bible says, to whom is forgiven much loves much. Right. When you know that you've been forgiven for, like, your spouse popped off on you and you really have every right to pop off back on them because they popped off on you for no reason, or they, you know, did something, you know, in a wrong spirit for no reason, and you have the right. You're well within your right to say, "Hey, I'm not doing that," or clap back, and you don't clap back. When a person realizes that, it really goes a long way in the relationship, because it causes you to be in a place of humility when you know that you have not been deserving of the grace that you've been given.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So in reading Your Marriage from A to Z, we've been through A through K, and now we're hitting L. And L, you know, we put laughter or laugh, and it's like, well, why is that important? What's so important about laughing? Why is that important?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, like when we did renew our vows, we had couples that were covenant couples with us, and we chose different couples for different reasons. And one of the couples that we chose was were Pastor and First Lady Tatum. They were friends of ours far longer before they became pastors, but they laugh a lot, even in situations where it seemed they've been in hard situations. I've seen them be in difficult situations where they've had loss, or they went through things that were not kind or good, and they experienced loss, but they laughed, and that laughter seemed to always bring them to common ground. Right. And you know,
it's healthy for relationships.
It is so healthy for relationships. If you can't laugh with your spouse, you know, I mean, genuinely throw your head back, laugh. You know, we were laughing about some silly stuff last night.
Just a moment ago.
Exactly.
With me being petty.
Yes, my husband is the king of petty when it comes to me.
We were no, not when it comes to you. But we were laughing about moving the computer screen and just who had the last word. It's just, but it's funny. It's part of our dynamic.
Right, exactly. No animosity
because
there.
Because you do that to enjoy each other.
Yeah.
But it can also repair damage.
It can.
It can help. Be helpful.
Genuine laughter can repair damage to a situation or to a moment. You know, if you find laughter in it, it just eases tension. It eases the tension. So laughter is really important to keep in that in your relationship. Pastor and Lady Tatum are definitely a sweet couple. Thank you, Lady Moore. And so are you and Pastor Moore, sweet couple.
And very, very funny as well.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Great personalities. So what's our next letter?
So we're going to M, and M stands for motivated.
And what does motivated mean? Motivated for what, though?
Motivated to be the best spouse you can be, to be the best person you can be, but to always be a good spouse. You know, it's very important, because it's just sort of like all the other things that we have talked about. If you give it, you'll get it. If you're motivated to put great things into your relationship, that's going to bring your spouse to almost meet that motivation.
Absolutely.
Or meet
Inspire them.
Inspire them.
Yeah, that could also be but you know what I'm saying? But motivating, being motivated to be the best spouse that you can be. that it's really like doing these things. It's like doing these watching these videos, watching these Love in 60 Seconds. And I know we put them up and then people go and watch them later because people are, I don't know, whatever, for whatever reason, afraid to let people know that they're working on their relationship, which is ridiculous. Because guess what? We talked about the house burning down.
And anything that's valuable is worth putting the work in.
Absolutely.
And all it is, whether if you watch TD Jakes or Bishop Shelby or anybody, anytime that you can get wisdom and knowledge to apply to build your marriage is going to be establishing foundations is going to last. When you're not motivated or when you don't put the effort or time in, that's when you can have trouble because you're not putting any work to it. You can't be great on a football field. You can't be great as a surgeon. You can't do anything without being motivated to put work into it.
Absolutely.
And you should be able to put work to the most important thing which is your relationship and your marriage.
Absolutely. And not
your prayer life. All those things take motivation.
It takes self-motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be motivated within yourself because sometimes your spouse may not meet that criteria, or they may not meet that motivation. They may not meet that uplift. But I can't tell you how many people that we talk to that are their house is on fire, meaning that their relationship is about to be dissolved. They're in a bad place, but they never did this part. Right. This is the easy part. You get married or whatever, doing these things, learning these tools is so easy. These are tools to build your house. If you don't have tools, you cannot build a house. Right. Like Angela Moore there, I think there was Building More Houses. They're one of their Instagram handles or one of their things. You can't build it without tools. That's right. Can't build it. You can lay those boards up there. You can have all of the materials. You can have love. You can have all of these things. You can have all of these materials, but you can miss being the person that you need to be, or you can miss having the tools that you need to have.
And no matter how motivated you are, if you don't take time to nurture your relationship, that's really important. Because nurturing, just like we use analogy a lot of like planting seeds and your marriage being like a flower or something that has to be nurtured. It's nurturing because you have to do a lot of things to nurture. You have to plant, you have to water, you have to tend the soil, you have to prune, you have to cut away. So a lot of times in nurturing your relationship, you have to do all those things. You have to plant things that's going to give you good foundations. You have to prune things away from your relationship that may be a detriment to it. And as you grow and change, you have to nurture your growth. You have to nurture all kinds of things. And then you also should be able to nurture your spouse. And, and that's important too. Thank you guys. Hey guys on Instagram, they just gave us a whole mess of hearts. We see you guys. So thank you up there. But nurturing your relationship, whether it's your spouse, like you said, even for the single people, dealing with your parents, your siblings,
or your boo,
your boo, all those things you have to be able to nurture if you want to have a successful relationship. Absolutely,
because if you leave it on autopilot or cruise control and just let your relationship be whatever, just like, oh, I'm just going my day to day, I'm just going to do this. This is what we're doing. We're going to the movies. We eating popcorn. We're doing whatever. If you're not intentional about where you're going, if you don't got no direction, you're just going to go into the abyss of who knows what. You do not want that.
That's true.
You absolutely do not want that. So you want to make sure we've been in periods of our life in the past where we kind of were on cruise control and we were like, hold on, wait a minute, how do we end up here? Because nobody was driving, we were just going
on cruise control.
Yeah.
So we're getting to what's O?
Couples in a healthy relationship are open to different viewpoints, to change the routine. That's to change the ritual, to change your dreams, your hope. You're open to change. You're open to doing things differently. You're open to different opinions. You got to be open because, again, the person that you met, like, Andrea and Otis Lockett, the cutest and most adorable, just beautiful couple. But guess what? They got married Saturday. Today, they are two different people than they were Saturday. They're already different. It's only been a couple of days. the more you're in your relationship, the longer you're in the relationship, the more you evolve and you change.
Right.
And you people that's why you hear people say, "Oh, we grew apart." Well,
Right.
you should not have grown apart because you should have been intentional about growing together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how you just let it be on cruise control and you just let it happen. But if you're intentional about your relationship, you're intentional about what it is that you're doing, you don't get if you get to those dry parts, you're intentional about like, we ended up in the desert. We went the wrong direction. Let's look at the map. Let's look at some tools. Let's look at some things. And then let's change our route and go back. We in the desert. We don't want to be in the desert. We want to be in the palm trees and stuff. Yeah. So we want to go back to the beach, so we want to go a different way. So when you do that, when you're open to growth and change and doing things in a different way.
Very good. So these are our A to Z. If you have some you
can always throw some out there too.
What you guys have. So we're talking about P. We're getting the P, and P stands for being positive. And how do you apply that to your marriage or to your relationship? How does being positive or go into the effective of having a healthy relationship?
Well, I joke with my husband. I joke with Frederick sometimes. I'm like, he'll be like, "No, this is not going to work." And I'll be like, "Go on here, negative Ned." We're gonna believe that it's gonna he knows everything about everything travel, and he'll be like, if you don't do something, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make this flight. This is not gonna happen. And I'll be like, negative Ned, I'm gonna make this flight, and I always do. I'm just saying, I always do, or whatever the case is. But being positive in the relationship, you gotta keep a positive outlook, because the world is negative. The world, if you're in a relationship and you're thinking about getting married or you're married, the world is already rooting against you. Yeah. The world is saying you ain't gonna make it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be really positive about what it is that you want to see in your relationship. You got to keep positive things happening, speaking positive, speaking life. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you got to speak positive, speak life.
Yeah, very true. Q is one of my favorites because it talks about equality. And that's one thing that is a love language for us. Spending quality time. Yeah. Quality time is important, especially in healthy relationships. You have to make your time together count. Yeah. Because it's just like anything. If you don't spend time with your spouse, especially, like we use the example of the young couple that got married a few days ago. They're in the honeymoon stage. They're growing, they're learning, they're experiencing all these things together. Yeah. And they're spending a lot of time. But after the honeymoon stage, or after the newness of it, making sure that you invest in quality time is a good foundation to make sure that your walls stay up. Absolutely. That you don't ignore each other, that you continue to grow and learn. Because just like you were talking about the negative Ned stuff, when we spend time together or have those experiences, now when I have a thought like that, let me chill. Let me get some of the experiences that my wife has. Or like when we've had some faith issues and I, said, hey, let's walk out on this faith, and you'd be like, I'm not sure. And then, things come together. It's because we spend time communing. Yeah. We spend time having quality time. And sometimes even if you're busy, it might be 15 minutes, it might be an hour. Yeah. And then sometimes it could be a day or, depending on what it is, but it's a good foundation of having what you need to go forward. Yeah. So, having quality time is super important. And once again, if you guys got something for Q and reading out,
I heard somebody says about P, it takes effort to be positive. It does. Yeah, because you could easily just be negative about everything. Like, nope, it ain't gonna work. Life sucks. Everything sucks. It's terrible.
Definitely,
you could easily be that way, but it doesn't have to. Getting to our resilience. Yeah. Couples are able to repair damage, and it could be resilience or repair. Mm-hmm. You're able to repair damage in relationship quickly if you are resilient, and if you are rather than let anger and negative feelings fester for a long time, you got to just nip it in the bud.
Right. Resilience. And one thing that when I just thought about now is sort of like when we talked about or the example of the bamboo being a strong, type of tree or whatever type of flower or whatever it is. It's resilient because it can weather the storm. doesn't bend or break. It can also carry a heavy load.
Yeah.
It can do all types of things. So if you apply having some resilience, being able to say, you know what, when I get knocked down, I'm going to fall down because that's life. But resilience is not what happens, it's what you do next.
Absolutely.
If you get back up from the knockdown, if you get back up from the disappointment or the setback in your marriage or your relationship, applying resilience will keep your marriage healthy.
It will.
Doesn't mean bad things not going to happen. Doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle. Don't mean that every day won't be a good day. But when you're resilient and apply that attribute.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our bishop says, has said in the past, it is not what you do, but it's what you do next.
Yeah. Very true.
So
reading from A to Z, we're getting close to Z. S.
Oh gosh, we're doing all of them tonight. Sensitivity.
Yeah, we'll stop at sensitivity.
All right, sensitivity is our last one for tonight. Gosh, you definitely have to, in a healthy relationship, you have to have sensitivity and how to say things, how to communicate with your spouse, and how it affects your spouse. Some people are like, well, I just told the truth.
Right.
Well, gosh, the Bible says tell the truth in love. Watch your mouth. Like, you don't have to say truth in a harmful way. You don't have to say truth in a way that is detrimental to your spouse, that's hurtful to your spouse. You could say, honey, this is, thank you so much for making dinner for me. This is amazing. But you know what I'm saying? Usually I don't like, broccoli, but the way you make broccoli is great and I appreciate it. Yeah. Not normally my favorite vegetable though. You know what I'm saying? And that's not offensive or hurtful. And instead of saying, ew, girl, don't nobody eat no broccoli. Right. Like, why would you do that? Well, your cooking is foul. It's terrible. Like, seriously, that's hurtful. Yeah. And that's the grounds for you not getting no food. Right. Okay. Or nothing else. Again. Okay. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Eat McDonald's. But but again, you have to be sensitive. And somebody said sensitive and be polite. Your spouse should be the person that you're the nicest to. Right. And unfortunately, a lot of times they're the person that we're the meanest to because they're the closest to us. So we just say whatever we want to say, however we want to say it to them. And really, it is unfair and it is inappropriate to do so. You should be the kindest to your spouse.
Very true.
The kindest.
Very true. So we're going to stop there tonight. We hope that you have enjoyed it. Thank you guys for tuning in on Instagram. Follow us at Instagram on Wattsup Entertainment. Right. So, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to engage with us and reply and chat with us, we appreciate you doing that here on Facebook. And you can follow us here on Facebook at Wattsup Entertainment as well. Excuse me. And then on YouTube at Wattsup Video.
We appreciate you guys. And we appreciate all of those that reach out to us outside of this. Please watch the videos, guys. The tools are so helpful and you won't have to call us as much. And we don't mind it though. We don't mind it. We love helping couples. We love mentoring couples. We love being there for people because that's one of the things that God has called us to do and to be. So to be there. And
please like and share and let somebody know. And we're doing our best to be consistent. And
yes, we've just been busy, guys. So thank you for tuning in. We've been on in a couple of weeks because we've been busy.
Yeah, and shout out to the Moria. We're gonna stop tonight because we're trying to have a new format where we're not on too long. So we're gonna do part 3, finish up on how to read your marriage from A to Z next week. Follow us on, and we'll see you guys next Monday, prayerfully on all these platforms at 8:30. So once again, we appreciate you guys and. This is Frederick and Gene Watts. See, we haven't been on. I can't get my stuff going. I need my director. My son, he used to direct our stuff, and so I'm doing it all. But we're happy to be here. So we'll see you guys next week. It's Frederick and Gene Watts, and this is Love in 60 Seconds. Well, guys, we have to wrap it up this evening. We really hope that you've enjoyed our conversation.
Yes, this conversation has been amazing, and we want you to tune in again next time so that we can discuss more of these amazing topics and these topics of interest. Then don't forget to DM us, contact us, reach out to us, and we will definitely respond back.
If this has been Love in 60 Seconds, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Good night, everybody.
60